All right, welcome to The Explainer. In a world that's constantly telling you who you should be, we're going to dive into a book that's helped millions of people find their own way. Of course, I'm talking about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
So this book came out way back in 1988, and it didn't just, sell a few copies. It became this massive global phenomenon. And what's really wild is how this simple little story just connected with people from every corner of the globe, making it one of the best-selling books of all time.
I mean, at its heart, it's a simple story about a shepherd boy named Santiago who's looking for treasure. But it's so universal, it's been translated into more than 80 languages. That's not just cool. It actually holds a Guinness World Record for the most translated book by a living author. Incredible.
And get this, after all these years of inspiring people on the page, it's finally coming to the big screen. And the person championing it? None other than Will Smith, who says it's one of his all-time favorite books. Clearly, its message is as powerful as ever.
So, what's the deal? What is the secret sauce that makes this book stick with people for so long? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to break down the core ideas of The Alchemist and see why they matter so much.
Okay, so at the heart of this entire book is one big idea. It's called your personal legend.
So what is a personal legend? Well, think of it as your true purpose in life, your ultimate calling. It's the mission you were put on this earth to do. The book says that when you're a kid, you know exactly what this is. But as you get older, this mysterious force starts convincing you that it's impossible to achieve. And that's when so many of us give up on our dreams. And that leads us to maybe the most famous line from the entire book. When you really want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. This is the engine of the whole story. The idea here is that your deepest desires aren't just random whims. They're connected to the universe itself, and that universe is actively rooting for you.
Okay, but how? How exactly does the universe conspire to help you? This is where it gets really cool, because it's not just about wishing for something. The book explains it as this active conversation between you and the world.
So, this cosmic help comes through a few core ideas. First, you've got the soul of the world, which is this kind of spiritual energy that connects everything. Then there's the idea of maktub, an Arabic word meaning it is written, which is all about trusting that your path is unfolding as it should. And finally, and this is a big one, the universe talks to you through omens. These are the signs that guide you.
And Santiago, our hero, he learns to read this language of the world. It's not magic, though. It's a skill he builds just by paying attention, really paying attention. It could be a random conversation he has, or even the way a couple of hawks are flying in the sky. He learns to see the signs.
But let's be real, the path to your personal legend is never going to be easy. The book makes it super clear that your journey is going to be full of challenges. These are the tests that show you how much you really want it. And what's the biggest obstacle of all? According to the book, it's not failure or hardship. It's the fear of it. As the quote says, the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. It's not fear that stops most of us before we even start. The book shows us this perfectly by comparing Santiago to another character, the Crystal Merchant. See, Santiago faces his fears and goes for it. But the Crystal Merchant? He's completely paralyzed. He dreams of going to Mecca, but he's too scared that if he actually does it, he'll have nothing left to live for. So he just stays stuck, preferring the comfort of the dream to the reality of the journey.
And it's not just about fear, right? The story also calls out a few other things that can knock you off your path. You've got the pressure from other people to live a normal life. There's the temptation to just get comfortable with what you have. And there's even this mistaken idea that true love means you have to give up on your own dreams.
So you fight through all of that. You overcome the fear, the pressure, the comfort. What's the real prize at the end of it all? You might think it's gold, but the real treasure is something else entirely. First off, the journey itself teaches you resilience. I mean, think about it. The secret isn't about never falling down. It's about to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. You learn how to keep going no matter what. That's a strength you can only get by going through it.
And this is the whole point. The true alchemy, the real magic, isn't about turning lead into gold. It's about personal transformation. The treasure was never the destination. It was the person you had to become to get there. That's the gold. And what's really beautiful is that this change isn't just about you. It has this ripple effect. As the book says, when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too.
your growth actually helps the whole world get a little bit better. So in the end, The Alchemist doesn't give you a roadmap. It just holds up a mirror and leaves you with one simple but huge question to think about for your own life. What is your personal legend?